Hey guys, this is DFD, aka Dark Frozen Depths, and this is going to be a bit more in depth on starting off with Otogi Frontier, because these are things I've done and actually to get stronger in this game. Now, first and foremost, you will see something called the Academy. I don't remember exactly where it was. I think it was in it was either in the story section or on the homepage itself. Go into there and do that as soon as possible. You don't even have to worry about your characters getting over leveled for experience or whatnot, or some experience getting wasted. You will eventually get some items and whatnot to get them higher level. So there's that. But the main reason why you want to do the academy first is because it gives you a crap ton of very, very good stuff. Now, it doesn't matter if you pre-registered or not, but pre-registering gives you a nice little bonus. I think it was like extra star gems. But in the academy, starting off, she gives you a random 5-star character out of a certain list. Then on top of that too, it should also give you a lot of very, very hard to get stuff, if you want to be honest. Now, the coins or whatnot, I have like about 800,000 of these. The coins or whatnot aren't that hard to get. I think you get like 1 million at some point from the academy. But other stuff includes some of these materials here, which you'll see when I try to level up a character. But for instance, I have this character right here. I have to get her all the way up to her current maximum level, and then I need these materials to evolve her in order to actually get her stronger. You get a lot of these materials across each element, including Otogi stones. You get 6 of them. There is enough Otogi stones to get a 5-star character all the way up to level 90 if you do it right. But you see, it also costs gold too. So I'm going to evolve her. Evolving will make her stronger because it, of course, increases max level. Gives you access to more scenes, of course, changes their appearance on top of that. And then on top of that, their skill sub-slots change. She now has an A for this purple one, a B for this one, and a D for this one. That's the max grade you can have for skill set in your sub-slots. And this one will turn to C when I get her to the next one. So as you can guess, it's worth it. Now, if you don't have these materials, the only other way to do it is getting a duplicate character. Good luck with that. If they're not 3-star or below, you're probably going to have trouble getting a duplicate character. So, especially if it's a 5-star. So you're going to end up using a lot of materials. These are the Otogi stones I was talking about. These are kind of rare to get, but you can get them from any of the daily missions that give you these materials. Like I said, Academy feeds you 6 of these. And they are very powerful. Academy also feeds you a crap ton of these things in order to help level you up, including the metal ones, which are dark element, but the metal ones give you more experience than anything else, so they'll feed you bonus EXP basically across any element. But for her case, I need water, so I'm going to start putting in a lot of water materials. And this will get her to level 63 right now. I'll end up needing to feed her more materials in order to get her higher. I've already went through the academy and leveled up quite a lot of girls and whatnot, but the academy does give you a nice head start for it, because finishing it also gives you a 5-star character ticket. You might pull the one I got, you might pull one of these ones I have right here, who knows. But let's see, what else can I feed that will give a lot? It'll be these ones. Now I'll alternate. It's best to element match, but quite frankly, I don't really care too much about it because it's not too hard to grind more of these. But you really want efficiency's sake element match. Unless it's the metal version. The metal version can go on any element, and it'll feed you more experience than anything else really. But now she's level 70, she's ready for the next evolution. Should I manage to get enough materials or a duplicate character. If I get a duplicate of her, I'm not even going to try to use it in order to get her higher level, because when you get duplicate characters, you can do this as well. And this is where the bulk of your power is going to come from. aside from leveling, because you get a plethora of different skills. You can feed excess characters, like I've already got her as far as she can get, and her as well. You can feed excess characters and get stuff like this. Like now, anybody can use a fire attack. This one can use an AoE dark attack for anybody. She's given a non-elemental attack. She reduces the enemy's attack power. She gives a decent attack and a chance to poison. Even the 1-star characters give you some okay stuff. Like defense drop speed ups. Use them to get extra skills. You don't have to worry too much about leveling skills because there's way too many of them and sometimes it's difficult. But doing that gives you a lot of these. Now, we haven't been able to do too much with spirits, but they'll level up on their own. The academy will get somebody to level 50 pretty easily in one shot. You just have to level the others on your own. But when you do eventually level them up and everything, you can actually get them evolutions in order to get these second and eventually third skills. You need to rack up the items for that one. But don't worry too much about your spirits. They do a lot of damage just on the first level. So that said, just level them up. They'll be fine as is, basically. But characters, my suggestion to you is to keep at least one of every single character. Duplicates you might want to send off to get skill inheritance, unless you really feel like you need them in order to upgrade. But if you're going to do that, save it for the later ones, at least for 5 and 4-star. In the case of the 3-star, feed all your 3-star duplicates to skill inheritance. You'll get a lot of different stuff for 3 stars. So that's what I've been pretty much doing. And as you can see, a lot of these girls are leveled as far as they can get. Don't worry about 1-star at all. Period. They can't evolve or anything. And I'm only really keeping these 2 stars just in case. But quite frankly, I could probably feed every single 2-star out to skill and increasing right out the gate. I probably don't need to keep any 2 stars, but they give me a lot of character slots, so I'm keeping them anyways. 3-star and above, I would definitely try to lock, because until you start getting a lot of higher rarity characters for each element, you might need them, because some missions require you to be all of one element, and then some stuff would really help you out if you were one single element. But we're not too demanding on that right now. Just keep in mind that if it's a 1-star, they go up to level 30. If it's a 2-star, they go up to level 50. If it's a 3-star, they go to 70. If it's a 4-star, they go up to 80 if you get the right materials. I'm still working on a few of them. And if it's a 5-star, they go up to level 90. And that's going to be difficult. And as you can see, I've got 6 5-star characters. That's insane. I have 6 5-star characters. And I can still get the materials to level her up, because right now there's a daily quest for that. So I can probably get her to level 80 if I tried. But speaking of these quests, now as you do missions, sometimes you'll even pull them from the gacha. And they do say sometimes enemies drop them, but I don't know for sure. You'll get keys in order to start unlocking different things. My suggestion to you is to go through the first one, and then eventually go through the third one. Once you do all the missions, it's your choice if you want to do either one, because they do seem to get the same amount of items. Like doing a single key one 3 times is about the same as a triple. But because of stuff like this, I'm trying to save up 3 keys and then just spam the 1. But I still have to clear that mission again. The only exception to this rule happens to be the path of enhancement, because you can use these keys as you go along. That's the other reason why I didn't really care if I did that, because I can go back and fill up an element or whatnot. Path to evolution is probably your best chance to get these Otogi stones. This is what you use to level up skills, getting pixies and all that type of stuff, but you don't really have to. As far as I know, it does make them a little bit stronger, but the biggest thing is that it lowers its cooldown so they activate faster. But skill leveling isn't really needed right now. I don't know if it will be later down the line. But the biggest keys you definitely want to try and get your hands on is these arsenal ones and these jeweler ones. They'll give you a lot of weapons and accessories. Speaking of which, Material Rush. This daily quest will give you, sometimes it will drop weapons. I don't know if it drops accessories, but it definitely drops recipes and materials for these weapons and whatnot. So that's a big one. Any of the shrines will end up giving you materials for each of the 5 elements. If you do the second or the third ones, which are the higher 2, especially the highest one, you will have chances of getting Otogi stones. I managed to get 3 to drop from advanced, but never got a single one from intermediate. So that's the thing. But I've also ran them quite a bit of times too. Just keep in mind, there's more AP the higher up you go. You can't even get the Otogi stones or the gold type one, the bigger elemental stones, from beginner. So keep that in mind. Intermediate can give you any of those, but your best chance of getting the higher rarity ones is advanced. If you want the lower stones, you're better off in beginner. So that's something to know. And there's also sometimes events that we have. Right now we have 2 of them going on. I've done videos on both of these events, so keep in mind that you may end up running events alongside different things. My suggestion to you is also to try and keep your AP up, because I know people want to spend star gems for pools and whatnot, but if you're not patient for it to fill back up on its own, because it can drain pretty quickly, keep that in mind, you're going to want AP potions. So feel free to feed your star gems. It's only like 10 star gems a potion, and get AP potions. I still have another 7 of these, so there you go. They also revive you in battle too, so that's something to know. It's not too hard to really get 10 star gems, because if you do all the missions on a brand new stage, you get 8. And then daily missions can start feeding them too. Speaking of which, I'm going to go into this in order to show off a little bit of the actual game screen. Now, it is said that you can get materials and recipes from either of these 2, so you may want to farm a lot of these and try to unlock as much stuff as possible, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. But going through, you can pick whoever you want for a friend list. I got quite a lot of decent friends, so that's something to know. Some of them are even level 90 on some characters, but you may even make some more friends as well. I'm trying to pick somebody new that's actually sufficiently leveled, because sufficient in my case would be like at least level 50, but I don't seem to see any of them. So in that case, I'm going to go for friends that I don't usually find too often, like this one. But anyways, unless you're really trying to aim for certain missions, you may want to just have your settings to where all your skills go off and auto everything. Same thing with your chain, but you don't really have to worry about the second level until you unlock it. But definitely set this to whatever is needed for the mission. In this case, it just says use a chain skill once. It's a little bit misleading, because I seem to be clearing it anytime I chain either 2 skills down here. Now, everybody comes with their normal basic skill, but then when you start getting more skills to put in the sub slots, you can extend it. Some weapons come with 1, so you'll get up to 5. That's why these 2 characters have 5 skills, period. But you can pretty much let it run on its own. Something I found out too is the fact that a skill does more damage when you match elements. So it's like if you have a wind skill on a wind character, it tends to do more damage. That's just me though. But you can also do something like, say, put a wind skill on a dark character and somehow they're doing weakness damage. I don't know if it's a full weakness multiplier, but it does seem to help. So that's something to know. And I've noticed that skills will count as a chain, provided the enemy has not attacked. So as long as they didn't attack, you can still chain said skill. But I also think there's a certain duration before then. But when you get a spirit to come out like this, a lot of stuff dies pretty quickly. Sometimes guaranteed. So keep that in mind. But this is the whole reason why I want to do the material missions, because look at this. I got a magical beast hat, which is pretty strong. This is a dagger I haven't really gotten yet, so I managed to get a 3-star weapon from this. You can get a lot of 3-star weapons to drop. 3-star accessory right here. I even got some recipes. I don't know if you get duplicate recipes. I don't know for sure. So you got to keep that in mind. And then I'll hit OK on this one. Now, other thing I could say to start off, like, you don't have to do a party of every single element until later on when you get more characters. But my suggestion to you, and I'm going to change this actually. So I'm going to remove this character's crap. Well, no, I'm not going to remove it. I'll leave it as is. I'll just change her with this one right here, because I can get all 5 stars period point blank now. My suggestion to you is put whatever on these people. I managed to get her a 4-star weapon. That's how much I've grinded this crap. And then I try to match up whatever's here. Like, she needs more defense, but unfortunately I don't have a 3-star defense item. So I'm going to feed her this. And it's going to up her... I don't know what this really is, per se. I'm thinking it's magic defense. Some people think it's based on recovery for healing. But who knows? Because healing does seem to factor off your attack powers. I think it's more magic attack than anything. But I also think it's magic defense. But yeah, HP standard. Attack is for more normal physical-based skills. M attack is for the magical-based ones. Like, a lot of the purple skills fall under magical. I think all the purple ones do. And all the orange ones fall under physical. Blue seems to use either or. And so does the pink. So I don't know for sure. But then there's defense that resists all that and speed. You can just equip them with the best stuff you've got, basically. And then now I can give her all these different things. I don't have an A rank one of these, but yeah. I guess I'll give her Summon Megiddo because I don't want her to have Cross Flare since it's fire and she's water. Because if I have to use a fire attack on an enemy, it's probably a wind one and she's weak against it. Fallen Angel's Arrow attack all. Yeah, this works pretty well. I would give her the wind heal, but she's got like 2 healing abilities right there. I can even give her a regen. So she's technically got 3. Yeah, she has 3 forms of healing. Thanks to this weapon. She's going to be one serious healer. I've even got other people that can heal. Like a couple of all healers, a self-heal right here. 1 target heal, self-heal. There's a lot of different stuff. But, setting up your party, the one you tend to use for a lot of most stages, just put your strongest characters on it, period. It doesn't matter what element. When you want to try and go through other stuff, then you might want to focus all on one element. I'm going to have to switch this out because I got better stuff. And then so on and so forth. The point where you might want to stop keeping your 3 stars is when you got enough 4 stars to make one element, period point blank, 4-star and above. And then, I don't know what this 10-man party is about, but I filled it up anyways. Excuse me. Spirits are self-explanatory. We don't have more spirits, so I don't think we can do anything with sub-spirit. But now that I leveled them all up, this is pretty much where they're at. I don't even know why they give them an HP stat. I guess it's just so the game doesn't break or anything, but they have an HP stat apparently. Definitely attack and magic and all that's probably factored in. I don't think defense, the recovery and the speed would be factored in, but yeah. Now these blessings, when you have a character in a leader slot, you'll get the same spirit of that element. These blessings will also affect your party, but the thing is, currently they're glitched, so nobody's getting no max HP or resistance or anything. But that will help out later down the line. Now, only other thing I could say is that be diligent about your missions. Like, I managed to clear all these daily quests, and I consistently do so. It's getting me quite a bit of items. I even got enhancement keys too. I'm on the weekly quests all the time. I'm doing achievements as they come along. Don't worry too much about them. You'll eventually do them. Excuse me. But these are going to be insane. It's saying player rank 500. It feels kind of difficult to get ranks right now, so maybe there'll be another method to get some very high rank experience or player experience, but yeah. You will start evolving a lot of characters. I've already done quite a lot of evolution, so there you go. I've already done a lot of skill inheritance. I'm getting close to getting another level 90 character. If I really truly grind it out, I can get 4 level 90 characters right now. I just don't want to do the water missions that much because it involves getting 2 Otogi stone drops from that, and then both events I gotta get all the Otogi stones from those, so take your time with that one. You don't have to rush to get level 90. 5-star characters are very powerful even at level 70. But I still would try at least get level 80. Now, when you do eventually get all these different evolutions and whatnot, not only is it going to start clearing some of these missions and whatnot, but the biggest thing it's going to do is give you these type of items. I'm not going to go into somebody's episode, but it will indeed give you a lot of stuff. Like, I'll eventually get main quests in order to this because she's a main storyline girl. But, it will eventually get these. Start doing evolutions and whatnot, you'll start getting more, star gems. You'll eventually get a recipe for a very powerful item. 5-star characters will get 5-star items. And some of the best in the game, I'm pretty sure of. But you not only need the recipe for stage 3, you need to get this soul item for stage 5. Meaning you can only get those items once. Once. And it makes some very, very powerful stuff. Once you're grinding all that out and doing missions, you get recipes for a lot of different things. I can make quite a few things, in fact. This is something I managed to get a drop for. So, if I get another set of gold parts, get a magical beast hat, and then somehow make a steel spear, I'm good to go. Although I do believe I have a steel spear. I just need to take it off of somebody. Then there's these. There's some for each type, but you can step and make them quite easily. Like, this is the one I was talking about with Tinkerbell, but I just need a swift dagger, and then I can make this. These green ones are actually passives. So, there you go. I don't know if anybody can equip passive skills or not. It seems weapons only have them right now, unfortunately. And then you can make accessories with different stuff too. This would be a very, very, very good accessory if I actually had stuff for it. It even tells you if something's unowned. But yeah, it will give me a lot of different stats. And it will completely block confusion and halfway block poison. That would be so very good. And then some of this stuff's popping up question marks in my case. I don't know why. Like, apparently I need to make some stuff in order to make other stuff. So that's how that is. This is also how you make your items too, which gives you some very powerful stuff here too. Like this, I'm okay with making one of these. I usually instant complete because I usually have a crap ton of gold. Because one of the quests will also give you a lot of gold. I've seen up to 86,000 a run, which is insane. And the kitchen is also how you make these food items. Keep in mind that food items do give you buffs when you use them at the start of a fight. So it may be worth it. I've been making a few of these, in fact. The ones that got the 500 HP plus some sort of resistance. Because another thing that can give you more powerful items when you start getting stronger, I haven't done all of them just yet, is Sky Temple. And I did manage to get a very good score on a fire one. I can still go attempting these other ones. But you'll get a lot of points. You can start trading for very, very powerful rewards. Problem is, you only get 7 tickets a week in order to do all this stuff. Now, I don't know what Spirit's Judgment is, but apparently it's a very, very, very powerful skill. So, that's why it's expensive. Other stuff is expensive too because it gives you a lot of different stuff. Yeah, see, a 410 power attack. I guess it goes by the character's element, because if the attack is non-elemental, it will just follow the character's element normally. But a chance to cancel one beneficial effect from an enemy too. Enemies aren't really casting too many beneficial effects on themselves, but this probably will be worth it later on. But these fights are difficult. Pay attention to what they do, and then try to get the resistance against them. That's the best way I can say that. And then go back when you're stronger. But personally speaking, you're probably not going to get too many points until you get a ton of level 80/90 characters. And then on top of that, have them be strong against the boss. That's where element matching might help. But see, these are some very strong stuff. I mean, look at this attack power. And then this, the cooldown time, charge speed isn't faster, and your attack is up by 20% on top of this massive boost. Definitely make a beeline for these weapons. But the problem is, they are expensive. They will take a long time to get your hands on. But needless to say, they are strong. You will eventually want these. No fast defensive debuffs too. Like, see, these are insanely strong. Work your way towards them. Definitely. And then you can get these super strong skill fairies. They have a high chance of raising skill levels, but the problem is, I don't know how high. So if you really are trying to get skills raised up, definitely go for them fairies. But if you are trying to raise a skill, it would probably be this one, because this is a lot of attack power. This is probably an A-rank skill, but it's a lot of attack power. But definitely try to do this as much as possible. You'll eventually rack up the points, but the points are separated by the elemental bosses, so you are eventually going to have to face them all. Just do the best you can. You get to do this every single week. And it gives you a lot of rank points too. It's 1,000 per attempt, so you get like 7,000 rank points. This is the best way to actually get rank points right now, aside from grinding. Only other thing I can tell you is try and do these player missions and try and clear that type of stuff. It will eventually give you some good stuff, but you're really going to have to grind, because now I need rank 28 to even progress any further. And I know it stops around at least rank 40 or 50-ish, so there you go. Last thing I can tell you to help you out, aside from doing the collab event, of course, check Hulk's Black Market from time to time. You will find some very decent stuff in here. I found large stones. I found some higher level Snellies. Some of this stuff is very good, so double check it all the time. You may not have to go after the food items so much, because you'll get a lot of them. But other than that, just try to keep your party up to date with different type of stuff. Like, for instance, I'm about to put this on, I don't want Party 5, I want Party 1. I'm about to put this on Tinkerbell, who happens to have my best amount of attack power, and she's pretty fast. So she now has Black Edge naturally. But other than that, just try your best Eventually, you'll get strong. It takes time. Eventually, you'll get the hang of this too, but it also takes time. But your biggest thing for the start is definitely leveling up the characters, because it gives them a nice little spike of power, as you can see right here. I have characters that have tons and tons of stats. Dorothy's going to have over 7,000 HP when she is level 90. That's insane. But anyways, that's all for this. More is going to come soon. I'll get more in depth about things as they go along. But like I said, please, without a doubt, try to get duplicates of all these skills, because they will help you out a lot more than evolving the character. You can always evolve the character with materials. So a lot of cases it's better just to do that. But anyways, that's all for this. More is going to come soon, guys, and take care.